In this demonstration, what I'm going to show you guys how to do is use the free transform tool to line up two images, and we're going to lay them on a canvas, and then we're going to lay them on a different canvas and cut them in half and upload it to Instagram in hopes of doing this swipe through effect. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to trash that folder of images, and I'm going to start all over again, just like that. So I'm just using something called Photo Mechanic. It's very similar to Bridge to go through my images. So if I go through these, basically this one's already been resized. So I want to open this one, which is full size. That's my full size download. And I'm going to open this one, which I have a crop already on. That's the one I've selected that is as close as possible. So let me just launch that one first. I'll open it. There we go. Just check that crop. I just want to give that a little more over here. Okay, I'm going to go with that, and I'm just going to open that one in Photoshop. All right, and I just want to open the other image as well, which is this one. So all I'm going to do is do a Command A to select all, and of course when I do that you'll get the marching ants kind of effect around the image, and then I do Command C to copy, and I go to the other image and I simply do Command V to paste. And now what you see, if I shrink this down, is I have this image and it's way larger because I didn't resize it. On the top layer in my layers panel here, I can go under opacity and set that to 50%. And what that allows me to do is see the original image underneath. So for this part of the assignment, to make this nice and easy, what I really wanted to show you today was the free transform tool. And of course, in your help tool, you can just start searching for free transform, and it pops up under edit, and it's Command T. So with that top layer selected, if you do a Command T, what that free transform, of course, allows you to do is just resize it in here without changing the ratio of the photo. So I can kind of move this and get it adjusted so that the image is kind of covering the one underneath, just so. So I'm just kind of using that free transform tool to line these up as close as possible. It's not quite right, so I'll do Command T to bring that up again, and I'll just kind of fiddle with it a tiny bit more. And now I have this situation where I have these two guys standing next to one another, and I'll just put my opacity back up to 100 and turn that layer on and off. And it's still not quite right, but let's try. I wonder if I can turn it. And Command T again to bring up my free transform, and now I can just kind of, maybe I can just kind of make a slight adjustment here. And what you'll notice is the angles aren't perfectly right because the older lens is doing more lens distortion than my new lens, than my modern lens. But I've kind of got things, like I've got the point of the building lined up, so I'm pretty happy right about there. May want to try just like shrinking it a little bit to try to get, like, if there's people in there, try to get them roughly the same size. So in a nutshell, that is the there you have it. I have the two images perfectly overlapping one another now. I'm going to save each of these layers out individually as... So now I'm just going to do a Shift Command S to save this out. This one is going to be the now image. So I'll just call it, I'm going to save it into a new folder. This is the now. And just save it as a JPEG. Click save. Okay, so I've saved this as a JPEG, so I've flattened the layers. So now I want to save the then image. So I'm going to basically just save it out like this. So I turn the top layer off, and I'll do a Shift Command S or save as again. And I'm going to save it in the same folder. I'm going to save it as a JPEG. And I'll just call that one then. Okay, so I'll close both of these. And basically, we will go into my folder, and then you'll see I have the then and now. And I will open both of those in Photoshop. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to resize these. And I want them to be 1064 on the long side. And I'll do the other one as well. Alrighty, so now I have them sized. The next thing I'm going to do is, so they're 1064 pixels on the long side. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change the canvas size so that I have that white border around them. So now I'm going to go image, and I'm going to go under canvas size this time instead of image size, canvas size. And with canvas size, I get this pop-up, and I'm just going to make it a 1080 square. And when I do that, what I get now is my image kind of laid on a canvas. And I will go ahead and do File, Save As. And I'm just going to go now, and I'm going to add canvas to that, because I know it's already on a canvas. And I'll click Save. And I'll do the same thing to the then image. So it's image, canvas size. And you'll notice it says on the bottom canvas extension color. And there's a, if you click the square, there's a color picker. Mine was already defaulted to white. And the easiest way to get into white is just to put 6 Fs in the hex code. So that's set to white, so I click OK, and I get my white extension around it. And I'll click Command Save. And now I will just add canvas to that. So I know that that is the one that I've saved to the canvas. All right, so let's close those, and we'll start fresh. So what I have now in my folder is I have the resized images at 1064 by 1064, and I have the ones laid on the canvas. And it's important that you have all 4, because now what I'm going to go and do is create a whole new canvas and import the images that were resized. And I'm going to cut the images in half using that in order to try to create this swipe through effect. So let's just go ahead and launch this one and this one into Photoshop again. There they are. So I'm going to create the canvas a little differently this time. So Andrew, this is the tricky math that we had to do. So anyway, it's going to be File, New, as if I'm creating a new document. And I get this kind of thing, and I've actually already created one here, but I'll just show you. I have, I'll give it a title. This is going to be Insta double square. It's a funny name, but it's 2,160 pixels wide, which of course is exactly double 1,080 pixels high. So it's like I took the square, the Insta square, and doubled it side by each. Resolution's not important if we're dealing with pixels. I'm using, my color mode is RGB and my color profile is sRGB because it's going online. I click create and I have this blank canvas. And now I will just do the same thing. Command A to select all, Command C to copy. So Command A to select, Command C to copy. You go to your canvas and paste it on there. And then I'm going to go and get the other image, Command A to select it all, Command C to copy, go to your canvas and Command V to paste it on. Now in theory, what I should be able to do here is using my crop tool, just move my crop. If I get it just right, I will be able to crop out exactly half. Now this should snap into place, but you will get that little guide that will hopefully tell you exactly where to place the picture. And I need to go, you basically want those both at 0, I think. That should be like that. So now I hit enter to accept that crop. And I save this one out as the first half of my swipe through image. So File, Save As. And I'm going to call this, let's call this Then Swipe. Format will be JPEG. So I click Save on my Then Swipe. Now I'm going to go into my History panel. I'm going to turn the crop off for a second. In my History panel, and just kind of back up, I'm going to turn the top layer off, reselect my crop tool, and basically now I will move this one to this side. And let's see, we want to anchor over here. Try to anchor this in the same way that I did the last one so that it's going to line up perfectly. So this will be the trickiest part, is just getting this lined up. Now it should be snapping. So you want to make sure that your snap to function is turned on over here. Ah, there you go. Now you can see it's just locking right in there. Let's try that. Yeah, it's not quite even on top and bottom, but that is more or less what I'm attempting to do. And of course, we'll just save that out. And this one will be Swipe Now. So I'll click Save. And let's close all of these again. And now what I have is the image I created plus the one on canvas and the swipe throughs. So in the folder that you're going to hand in to me, you only need 4 files. So you're going to hand in, just organize these a little bit. I said I wanted to organize these. There we go. So you have image on a 1080 canvas from now and then, and the swipe through effect. And here you can see the finished product, and there's the swipe through image on my laptop and the 2 images as photographed. So the archival image is the then, and the image I shot is the now, and of course you have this kind of swipe through effect as well. That's the example of the then and now Instagram portion of the assignment.